Barbie Fairytopia is quite a sweet and magical film. This is an animated feature film from 2005. It's directed by Walter P. Martitius, I apologise if I've mispronounced that, and Will Lau, written by Elise Allen and Diane Duane, with a voice cast including Kelly Sheridan, Lee Tockar, Tabitha St. Germain, Kathleen Barr, and various others. And this one is about a character called Elina, played by Barbie, of course, and she is a fairy, but she doesn't have wings. And she lives in Fairytopia with the other fairies and her pet puffball Bibble, who is absolutely adorable. And one day the fairies all become sick because of this evil enchantress. And Elina might be the only one who can save the day. And I'll say no more than that, but I will say it's a well-written story. The pacing is great. There's a lot of substance there. It's definitely a decent narrative with a lot to offer. And we also have a very likeable protagonist. Elina was likeable from the very beginning. I feel like we had a really good opportunity to get to know the character. The animation itself is quite gorgeous. Interestingly, some of the slightly later Barbie films don't look as well animated as this one. I was really pleasantly surprised with the animation quality here. We have a gorgeous colour palette, and we also have some really lovely music as well, so it's definitely a nice film to listen to. The voice acting is, of course, very good as well, and I don't have any complaints about this. I wasn't sure how much I'd enjoy it, as I'm not a huge fan of fairies as characters in general. I think even as a child, I was never that into fairies. But actually I found it to be a really nice experience. The narrative works well, the characters are well written, the voice acting's great, the music's great, the animation, as I said, was good and actually a lot better than I was expecting, certainly compared with some Barbie films that had been released roughly around the time, maybe a few years later. So it's a pleasant experience. If you're an existing Barbie fan and you haven't seen it, I'd say it's certainly worth watching. But if you're just looking for a beautifully animated, well-written story about fairies, then Barbie Fairytopia is certainly one that's worth watching.